Hi everyone, my name is Juan Jose, and I know that title can come across as clickbaity or as flex, and just do want to provide a few, like real talk disclaimers before going into, this video. A lot of that money is going towards taxes. We do have a couple of associate shooters that we pay, and we do have, monthly business expenses, and so I want to make these videos. And my main motivation for these videos, and I say videos because I'm going to put out more in the future, is to hopefully, help the person who has caught the bug of photography, has caught the bug of business for photography, and wants to get ahead in life or just wants to put food on the table. These videos are for you, and therefore anyone who is willing to do the work. And I hope that's you. So, going into 2020, I know it's been a very scary year for a lot of people. In 2019, my wife and I, we were able to bring in $89,000 as, a photography company or a business. And we were very proud of that, My wife had quit her job as a nurse. I was still working at a production company. And we were able to save, we were able to invest money and, to invest into our retirement and future. And going into 2020 was the first year that we were both, doing this as a full-time job, as a career. The photography was our sole income. There was no money coming in outside of photography. And so, it was very scary when the pandemic hit, and our future, our business was, on the line. We didn't know what the rest of the year would look like. But with a lot of hard work and a little bit of luck, we were able to take our $89,000, a year business and more than double that to make over $200,000 in 2020 in the middle of a pandemic. And so, like I said, I hope that this video can help the person who really wants to learn, the business of photography and who wants to get just level up in their photography career. And I hope that, I don't come across as like, too showy offy and stuff. I mean, I promise you, we're not living any crazy luxurious lives. There are photographers who make a lot more money than us. So I'm going to divide the video into two groups. The first one being the general business principles that we have practiced and we feel have boosted our business, along with the second group, that being our marketing approach for 2020. I believe that both of these things really help to generate a lot of inquiries, but then our business principles really allowed us to take advantage of those inquiries. And so, anyway, moving on to the first tip: jump on a Zoom call ASAP. One thing I hear a lot of photographers say is that they're constantly getting ghosted, and I've been there. We do a lot of things to hopefully fix this problem in our business. For example, we provide all of our prices on our website, even the general process that people can expect through working with us. But I would say the biggest thing that has helped us from getting ghosted has been to jump on either a call, a Zoom call, or a meeting in person as soon as possible. Every time somebody inquires with our business, this is the first step that they go through, no exceptions, because we believe that it closes a gap between the inquiry and the sale. And how does that help? Well, it helps from keeping you from, writing emails, answering questions over Messenger, because what that does is you're basically creating more opportunity for the client to either forget to respond to you or move on to another photographer. And so we want to close that gap. And that's why as soon as possible, we either like to call, Zoom, or meet in person with that client. That way they can get to know our personality and we get the process going with them. And it's just one way to narrow that gap. Education over sales. So I'm willing to bet that you're not a big fan of being sold to, and neither am I. One business tactic that we have adopted has been to educate our clients rather than selling to them. After the initial inquiry, what we like to do is, of course, get on that Zoom call or meet in person, and we like to walk them through the process, learn more about them, and then answer any questions that they may have before deciding to move forward. After our discussion, after our chat, we like to send over a quote based on the packages that we feel would best fit their wedding. This includes sales tax. It's basically the final price of the package. And we do this as, an extension of transparency. We want them to know that, hey, we're not trying to take advantage of you. We understand that there are a lot of moving parts when planning a wedding. And so in educating them, in, providing that quote for them and not selling to them, not pressuring them, we feel we have built a lot of trust with our clients. And when people trust you, they will pay to have you at their wedding. And the last business principle I feel is a very important one, and that's to have a heart of service. I know it's important for us as creatives, as photographers, to make money, especially if you're just looking to put food on the table or if you're trying to get ahead in life. But we would not be able to maintain this level of work, this amount of weddings, had we not had a heart of service. We love being able to help people, to serve them. We see it as a privilege that we get to, photograph people's weddings, be a big part of their days. We see that as a privilege. And when customers feel like you are there to serve them and you're thankful to be there to serve them, that also just translates into their thankfulness. We get a lot of tips. I have bought some very expensive meals for my wife and I, with these tips. And that thankfulness also translates into future reviews and future referrals. So having a heart of service, I would say, is a very important part of being a wedding photographer, or really just a person, So having a heart of service, educating your clients, not selling to them, and jumping on that Zoom call or meeting ASAP, I would say, are the biggest business principles that have taken our business from an $89,000, a year business to an over $200,000, business. So, these business principles are great, but, there's no point if you can't get people to your storefront. You probably see a lot of the ads that say, do this one thing and you'll be booked up for the year. And while those are great, I personally don't subscribe to the idea of doing just one thing to, get busy, to getting booked, to getting inquiries. Our secret and my approach has been to put our eggs in multiple baskets. That's been our secret. We get inquiries consistently, and we even turn away inquiries because we are getting booked up. So anyway, let's move on to the first marketing tip, and that's to network with targeted people by providing value. One mistake that I see a lot is that, photographers only network with other photographers. And I think that's great. I have a lot of photographer friends that I love and, who I refer weddings out and stuff to. But if you're like me, I don't want to have sloppy seconds. I want to be able to reach couples, reach clients, earlier in the wedding planning process. And the best way to do that is to network with venues, with planners, and with coordinators. These are people that are being booked, that are talking with clients early in their planning process. So how do you network with these people? How do you, get your foot in the door? One of the best ways that I like to do that is to reach out and provide value to them. I'm a photographer, I'm a filmmaker. Hey, do you need any photos for your Instagram, for your webpage? Do you need a promotional video? I'd be more than happy to do this stuff for you if you just remember my name, refer people out to me, and hopefully we can have this, business relationship that would benefit the both of us. Tip number 2 is to post searchable content. When it comes to posting on social media, I know it's very easy to get caught up in the likes, comments, followers or subscribers and stuff. I personally could care less for all that stuff. What I want is to post relevant content, searchable content, so that my brides can find me, they can get to know me from a distance, and then one day reach out for their own wedding. To do this, I like to use hashtags on Instagram and Facebook and keywords on Google and for SEO that are relevant for my market here in Austin. For example, one strategy that I use is to post on YouTube at either up and coming venues or maybe venues that don't have a lot of content out there to give brides, you know, an idea of what their wedding day could look like at that specific venue. So if I know that there's a venue that doesn't have a lot of, you know, content out in the world, I'll post it so that whenever brides who are wanting to get married there and want to see examples of the place, they'll, you know, search those keywords or those phrases or those hashtags. They'll find me, they'll reach out, and then they'll book me. And finally, the last one is to run paid ads. So ideally, you would want to run multiple ads and, you know, court or date your client before, you know, they book you. And at least that's what a lot of people say. You know, you want to have that sales funnel of your ads, you know, and not just ask them like, hey, do you want to book right away? Or, you know, ask them to buy your services and stuff. That's what a lot of people say. I don't take that route. I have one video that I use on Instagram and Facebook. It's basically just a video that within the first 5 seconds gives a wow factor to the person who is scrolling. It's just a behind the scenes shot or video of me, you know, showing my photography and my video and the behind the scenes of me shooting at a very cool location, just to get, you know, those people to stop. I don't want them to necessarily book me off of that ad. What I want to do is create brand awareness, and I want to be able to show people just kind of like there's this one photographer out there, and I'm talking about myself, that is doing these cool things. Let me follow them. Oh, look, he's in my local area. You know, they stick around for a little bit, and if they're interested in my services after they do their, you know, their spying on me, whether it's if it's just looking at my stories, you know, going to my website, clicking on my links and stuff. You know, I've found a lot of success with just doing that. Some people out there are gonna say, you know, that's not the proper way to do ads. It's worked for me, and we're booked up for next year. So anyway, those are my 3 marketing approaches. They are to network with, you know, targeted vendors and provide value, to post searchable content, and to run ads. Like I said, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You want to put your eggs in multiple baskets and create different avenues of people so that people can find you, inquire, you know, for your services, and then hopefully end up booking you. So these were just a few of the tips that we feel really boosted our business from an $89,000 a year business to over $200,000 a year business. And I want that for the person who is willing to put in the hard work. And if that's you, I really want you to know that, you know, this is possible. We aren't necessarily, you know, special. We don't have any sort of genetic advantage. This is all attainable. You can do this. And I hope that if you're pursuing, you know, photography as a career, and if you've caught that bug, if you've caught that obsession of, you know, getting ahead in life, you know, creating a new life for you and your family, and using photography as that avenue, I really hope that this can be helpful to you. And I would encourage you to subscribe. You know, I know that's a very YouTube thing to say, but I would encourage you to subscribe, because I am going to put out more content that goes into depth, you know, over marketing, over sales, which a lot of photographers, you know, struggle with, over, you know, not getting ghosted, networking and all that stuff. I really want to break down all of these different elements of a photography business and provide, you know, that value for you and for anyone who's willing to do the work. And I hope that's you. So anyway, my name still is Juan Jose. You know, you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. And if you have any questions, I would love to help. If you have anything that you would want to see in the future, please leave a comment down below, you know, sharing what that would be. But yeah, follow me on Instagram. Keep up with me over there. Send me a message saying that you found me on here. I would love to hear from you. And I hope you have a good one. And if you really want to do this, I really hope that, you know, your dreams sound like Pedro here, but I really do hope your wildest dreams can come true.